Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki, and this is a video on rank 3 6-star thing gameplay. So for those of you who've watched my channel, you know I pulled him after I finished Abyss from a 6-star crystal, and then I managed to dupe him when he came around in the arena and opened Cavalier crystals to get the dupe. So everyone knows that Thing is a really great defender. I mean, if you look at his immunities, he has a whole allotment of different immunities to things. His rock stack is really powerful because after 15 rock stacks, he can go unstoppable if he gets hit. His signature ability is really interesting in that it gives him this temporary protection. And see at SIG 180, it's 77.8 or 79%, 78%. Plus 1% for each rock stack. At SIG 200, it is an even 80%. And then not only can you activate this, but it activates if he's stunned or if the opponent deals 300% damage. And so that's a pretty cool ability. Just to compare him to the 5-star, so he has 41,000 health and 5,200 attack. And if you look at the 5-star, you can see that he has about 10,000 more health and over 1,000 more attack. So incredibly powerful character. Of course, rank 3 6-stars are the next level in Marvel Contest of Champions. So I want to showcase his offensive ability in this video. So everyone knows he's a great defender, has pretty good prestige, but he's actually a really good attacker as well. And so I'm going to go in to Story Quest 6.4 and Quest 3 and just do a lane in this to take a look at his offensive ability. So this is a team I'm using. This is sort of my fun team right now. It has 3 rank 3 6-stars. And the synergies are not really that much geared towards Thing, of course. Nick and Goldpool gives him some extra utility and sustainability because he's running suicides. I'm running suicides. And so they help with that. The Captain Marvel synergy just means his Furies last a little bit with Nick Fury. And then the Human Torch synergies. Again, the Furies do a little more damage. And then also he's able to use a Incinerate attack on a special one as well. And so yeah, some pretty interesting abilities. But nothing too really significant about these synergies. Again, just more as this is just a fun team I've been running. And so let's go to this one path, which is Path A. It's a pretty simple path, probably the easiest one in this section. And the first fight's against Blade. Now, if you notice Blade, so he has an attack of 12,000. And so I'm not sure if that means his protection activates at 36,000 or not. We'll just take a look at the data after we make this video. He does have True Strike and Aggression and Cruelty, as does everyone on this path. So not really too much to worry about as far as the linked node goes. So I'm going to play him a couple of different ways in this path. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to get to an SP3. And I want to have 20 stacks of rock. And I will activate my heavy to get the protection going, just so, again, I'm basically indestructible once that protection is activated. We can just sort of see the damage he does, and yeah, how much little damage he takes. So you can see right now, hitting for about 2,000 or 3,000 points. You can see I actually got hit there, and my protection did activate, so it means we'll have to wait just a little bit for it to activate again. But we will just go ahead and continue attacking, building up Furies. So he does pretty reasonable damage, even if you're not really like playing him too specialized. And my protection is almost ready, so let's bait out SP1, and let's just get another 5 more rock stacks. Okay, so I forgot to do the heavy there. I just went right into the SP3, but that's okay. So you can see the damage it does with the SP3, started at 58%, and just the SP3 alone does pretty good damage. And now I'm going to charge into him And he's sort of stunned there for a second. I got a Fury. I got unblockable, unstunnable, and yeah, I can just do crazy damage and almost get the kill. Probably could have gone in, had enough unblockable left to get another combo in, but what we'll do is SP3. Actually, we're just going right now for the kill, and that's it. So, not a bad attacker. That's sort of his basic attack, nothing too fancy. And yeah, I didn't really get a chance to showcase the protection in that, except for when he got hit, but we'll do some more playing with him. The next fight's this Void. This Void's a pretty nasty fight, just because he does so much damage because of debuffs. So I'm just going to take him with Nick Fury. But, of course, the real purpose of this video is to play Thing. So against that blade, even though I got hit, hardly took any damage. And again, these are fairly strong attacks. Even into your block, she does a lot of damage. The Thing has a great block proficiency, and he always has that fallback of the protection. So we're going to try to tank the recoil, which is a cool way of fighting with him. So the recoil actually will mitigate his protection will actually mitigate the recoil damage. So again, we'll go get him up to 20 stacks, and then now he's also unblockable, so I don't have to worry about the timing with my special at all. So let's see if we can get one more. Boom, there's heavy, and I'm just going to go right into my special one, and you can see the recoil did 200 points of damage because protection was activated. So again, it's really cool the way protection works. Just totally shuts down any damage Thing is taking, even recoil. We'll see which one I get first. We'll try it again, except we'll do it with the SP3. Just build up rock stacks again, and I can throw a special. Our protection's almost ready. Okay, now it is ready, so let's take one more parry. There's the heavy. I didn't even let it finish, just because I want as much protection as possible. So this is going to allow me to just run in, and I shouldn't take any damage even if he hits me because of protection's activated. So this is good because he might throw specials I charge in, so it's a little bit stunned there. Okay, I'm going to do big damage. Look at all this big damage. And now I'm just going to back off because protection had run out. Again, I could have gone in there. I'm just worried about getting hit and taking damage. But pretty quick fight. I mean, not too much slower than Nick Fury, to be honest. And just is, again, super tanky. So there it is. And the fight is over that quick. Not much damage taken at all. And yeah, it's very fun. A little bit of connection error. La da 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 da. Get to stare at Thing for a little bit. He's looking pretty happy since he just beat Venom Pool. And okay. So you see the way we've used recoil now, both to help our SP1 attack and not worry about the recoil damage, and also for SP3. This is another nasty fight. Since she is skill and she has class advantage, she almost totally shuts down his defensive ability. So yeah, now you can look at that damage. Oh, of course I get caught by the evade. Oh, I'm killed. Well, that was terrible. But you can see the power of these champions. I mean, it doesn't take much. And away we go to the Thing fights once again. So this Groot's interesting. This King Groot's interesting. For some reason, he activated protection a lot of times. I fought this path a few times just to try out some things. And so let's see what happens. I feel like his protection activates often, and I can't really figure out the reason. It's probably because I get hit. So he quickly escapes my parry. And go on the attack here. And yep, just go push him to an SP1, and I'll bait that out just to sort of have that's my style of gameplay. Go ahead and, if he throws this SP1, he might not throw it ever. And there it is. Okay. And back in I go again. Might get another parry or two just to have more rock stacks. There's a parry. Okay, see, activated protection there. It's interesting. When I look at the video, we'll figure out why exactly it activated then. And so we'll go for the SP3 trick again, where we get the protection. The SP3. I have to wait about 15 seconds or so for it, but I'll just bait out another attack, get him to his SP1, bait that out again. I'm not going to counterattack. I'm going to actually let him get the parry. Oh, I got protection. See, again, it's strange. I don't know why I got the protection there, but again, we'll take a look. Maybe it's just the amount of damage he would have done. But now I have protection. I just threw the SP3, and, you know, he was pretty high health. Let's see what this does to him. We'll just go in full force. Okay, again, pretty good crits there. Have more unblockable, so let's keep on attacking him. Still got more unblockable. Yeah, you can get a lot of combos off. Okay, just go block this. Okay, did some damage, not too bad. Now we're back to baiting out the SP1s. We'll see if we can't get an SP2 here in a minute. Now we're going to get a little higher. That is. And protection's ready. So let's go here. Let's just do a heavy, but right into the SP2. Boom. Okay, didn't crit. Stunned. Pretty good damage. And yeah, and totally didn't get affected at all by the recoil. So pretty cool way of playing. But if you're really good, and you can use your special when he has his when he hits you and causes your special activate, and you can retaliate. There it is, protection, retaliate again. Let's just go right into the SP2 and done. So yeah, it's interesting why his protection, it's happened to me a few times in this fight, so I really want to look back and see why the protection activates. Maybe he hits hard enough into block that it's 300% of the base attack. I'm not exactly sure whose base attack it is, because you see these have 15,000 base attack. So this Elektra, nothing special in this at all. She of course gets defensive ability and accuracy if you have any debuffs, but luckily Nick Fury purifies the one I have and regens me. It's pretty crazy to be at 83%. See, I got hit again by the SP1, and hooray, barely did any damage. And so yeah, really, that protection is so cool to have. Just saves you so many times. Definitely lost some, but not too much. And yeah, it's just one of the great features of her thing. It makes him very defensive, but it absolutely saves him. So let's do a heavy. Let's go with the SP3, and we should have protection on. So that's sort of an interesting sequence. Managed to throw it before she hit me, and now we're just going to go charging in and just try to do a lot of damage. So there we are, charging in. She's going to get an SP3. She's going to throw it, but I still have protection on, so let's see if this does too much damage. Ooh, it did do a lot of damage. Let's see, stab, okay. Protection's on, so 20% damage. I mean, definitely a fair bit, but probably anyone else, I can imagine, would have killed them. It's still at 53%, considering I've eaten like a special 1 and a special 3. There's nothing short of incredible. And so this defensive makes him an incredible offensive character. So let's get her to throw her SP1, then we'll go back in with the SP3 trick. Goes in, and we won't quite, so there's the SP3, right into the, or the heavy right into the SP3. This should do it, and I have protection activated. I only had 15 rock stacks, so about 15%, 5% of extra damage would sneak in, will sneak in if she hits me. Let's just go and see what happens as we charge in. Okay, she definitely hit me again. But, there's a special, but luckily my protection was on, and I still even had unblockable, which I had forgotten about, and we'll just finish this up with the SP1. So, played poorly, very poorly, but again, that's the fun of the thing, is you can play this reckless style, and he manages to survive, and so pretty cool that, yeah, I took so much hits. I think I took an SP1, an SP2, and an SP3, and survived, and so yeah, pretty amazing, and still have a fair bit of health left too. Still have 12,000 health left. The percentage isn't that high. That's good. So this fight is a fun fight. So this is Annihilu, and we'll see. I've tried this a few times, as I said, and I haven't really one-shotted him too often, but we'll just go going with a crazy thing style. You can see, again, 334,000 health, 17,000 attack. He has some really nasty nodes on him. No retreat, which means, you know, if you back up twice, you take crazy damage. I'm actually going to heal up thing. We'll just throw a couple of these big potions in. Actually, 2 should be enough. With Nick Fury synergy, we should get pretty close to full health. And yeah, I'm really just going to stand my ground and just attack into him and try not to go backwards hardly at all in this fight. And we'll see how that works. So, really want to get lots of rock stacks up. You see, I took a bunch of hits there, but Purifier's on. I get any parries, which is not surprising. Okay, so I'm just attacking into him now. He has Fury, I have protection, he has protection. So yeah, it's crazy, just playing really defensive. Okay, unfortunately he has a, so we block that, but our protection goes on, which is great. So we're just gonna keep on attacking. I ain't gonna really worry about specials too much, just because with my rock stack, it gives me such great protection. And we'll back up there and go flying in again. He's got unstoppable, but doesn't matter. I'm unstoppable, he's unstoppable. Just like crazy, the pounding that we're giving each other here. And then he's unstoppable again, I'm unstoppable. Okay, we're both unstoppable. Okay, I got my protection on. I'm going to fire my SP3 just because, yeah, it's time to do some damage. It healed as much adrenaline as it could up, which is the great thing about the SP3. Now I'm just going to go in and try to attack him as hard as I can. Okay, I gained my protection back. I'm unblockable and unstoppable. Let's keep on going. Yeah, I got my protection again. And I go again, and I died. So 50% damage I did. What a fun fight, though. I mean, the protection is just coming on all the time because he's always doing such big damage. And yeah, it's just fun. I took 22 hits in that fight. 22 hits before it killed me. And this is, again, like, aside from the Abyss and maybe Labyrinth of Legends, the hardest content in the game right now. So let's revive him up and let's see if we can't do this last 50%. It's just a fun fight. You're just going in there, sort of uncaring, just getting hit, just hitting him as much as you can. Again, not trying to throw specials too much, just trying to keep those rock stack high, just so I can get rid of as much damage as possible. And it's great that his specials, that the protection procs so much in this fight. And so, yeah, I got a nice parry in there, 16 rock stacks, that's great. I don't mind being out in SP1. Let's try to get him to throw an SP1. No, he didn't. Oh, there it is, okay, perfect. And now I can just go in and took a little bit of damage, more damage than I wanted to right there. Okay, so I lost on my rock stacks. I did not play that very well, and yeah, that killed me. So even playing that poorly, I did 20%, so that wasn't so great. So I think the big mistake I made, I thought I could throw that SP2 and it might do some really big damage, but the problem was that it actually hurt me more than it helped me. It took away all my rock stacks, and yeah, it just left me that much more vulnerable to damage. And so, okay. Let's see, one more try to see if we can get him down. But again, this is just showcasing his protection and his ability to tank this fight. Wouldn't mind trying this fight again. It's just, I have to do the entire path to get to it. Okay, I got the protection. Again, building up rock stacks. We'll maybe play a little more calm. We'll see if that works. Got the protection again. Just stood there and literally let myself get hit. Okay. He throws his SP3, fine. Got 20 rock stacks up. Can counter it, and this fight's feeling a little more sane. Just being slow, just letting him hit me, big deal. Wait until I get protection on, then counterattacking and going in, and yep, there it is. Just counterattack. I'm gonna throw my SP3. Let's finish this thing off. And so yeah, look, 78%, hardly any damage. And so that's the irony about Thing, is actually it's almost better to let yourself get hit. And maybe I'm even blocking too much in this fight. And there, he's dead. So maybe not the best fight in the world, but just really fun to look at and play around with. And yeah, pretty cool Thing and his abilities. So yeah, have really enjoy playing Thing. Just a lot of fun. Just a different style. You can really go in there recklessly. You get to play around with his protection, and against these really challenging bosses when protection is just firing all the time, you can really just go in there and just take a lot of hits and take very little damage. So well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll try to make more Thing videos and my other rank 3 champions. This is Enzo Eigen of the Alliance for Loki. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.